Not a fridge, it's a miniature USB fridge. What? Look at that. Yeah, I just opened it so naturally, but there's 1, 2, 3 doors, but it only has one door actually. So there's one door that stops with a magnet, and inside we have a steel or metal plate, which will cool down whatever drink you put inside. So this is actually a little refrigerator that you can use for your bottles of beers, your cans of beers, and your bottles of beers and cans of beers, and any other beer that you would like to try, and other drinks that you drink other than beer. So this is a miniature fridge that I found on the internet the other day. A super interesting item because you'd want to make your drinks cold while you keep it on your desk. So here I just so happen to have a beer in my on my desk, and it fits in perfectly like this. So this is perfect for a can or a bottle. Not really good with PET bottles because PET plastic doesn't really get the cold from the steel plate. So how does this work? Well, it has a cord that has the USB at the tip, a flicking switch that has a 0, 1, and a 2. 1 and a 2. So you can flick to the left or to the right or to the middle. So when it's at 0, obviously it doesn't move. When it's at 1, it slowly freezes or slowly cools down your drink, and when it's 2, it relatively, it cools down your drink relatively faster. So, this is only a USB refrigerator, so you can't expect too much. But out of that, it's still pretty interesting because all you got to do is just connect this to a computer with the USB, and you're set. That's all you have to do. All you got to do now is just stick in your drink, like so, close it, and turn on the fan. Okay then. So, by turning this on, the fan at the back starts, and it starts to rotate, brings in the air. And by doing this, it cools down the metal plate inside this. So when your can is touching this metal, it's actually pretty cold now. Can you see my fingers heat showing from the plate? Look at that. That shows you how cold it is and how warm my finger is. My fingers leave a mark, like so. So that's how cold it is. This refrigerator will cool down your drink in a relatively fast pace. It's more like a toy, but it's very, very interesting. And this plate gets really, really cold, so then when you stick your can onto this plate, it cools down the can, which cools down the drink after all. And there's 2 holes here, which don't really matter. And these are just bolted together, so it's not very, very difficult to make. But what it is basically there's a fan at the back that cools down the plate and it cools down your drink. Isn't that so cool? And it's so simple, and it's not expensive either, which is pretty interesting. So check it out. This is the USB